Here we've got some troughs, and you can see the lavender is starting to dry out. But what's most important is if you have a look down here, you'll see there's a little tube. I know one's an electric cable, but the brown tube is an irrigation hose. Now the irrigation hose runs along through all these troughs, and I'll just point out something that's quite interesting. If you look at these grasses, the tops are quite brown. Now it's not because the irrigation's failing, it's actually because the wind and the sun will burn grasses if we're not careful. Now if we come round the boxes and just come down to this other area, you'll see what we've got here. And here we've got a tube, and in here, let's see if I can just find one for you. There is a dripper. There's the dripper, and that will look after that tub. All these are fed from a mains tap, and to make it economic, it's on a tap with a timer. Okay, the timer might cost you £50–60, but I tell you what, it keeps it watered. And the other thing about it is, that's really good, is that look how healthy these are. And these are being watered at night at something like 2 in the morning. So when you water them at 2 in the morning, it's dark, it's also cooler, you don't waste your water, and it gets right down to the roots. So they are. Irrigation really does help. So that's one way of doing it. Timer, get some leaky pipe of some sort, feed it all to your pots and your tubs. You can see I've used narrow tubes to give little drippers into tubs. You can do that in baskets as well, and it's the most economic way of watering your plants. And I'll just in a moment show you another area that we've done, but in a totally different way. I'll show you the irrigation pipes. It's easy to show you here. Can you see the little holes? They've got a series of little holes all the way along, and they drop water at a specific rate. And here we're running them through a group of hydrangeas and grasses, and again on a timer, and they will water quite satisfactorily, making them all keep nice and moist. So there's another area that we've done, and I'm going to move on to yet another. This one is joined up to the troughs, as I talked about, and they're getting fed at 2 o'clock in the morning. However, here's an easier way for you to do if you don't want to put a timer onto your clock, and I'll show you that next. Here we've got a line of euonymus in a wooden trough made out of sleepers. Now you're going to say to me, well, how do you irrigate that? Do you water it every day? No. Look what's laying behind it. Yes, the same hose that I use everywhere, irrigation hose. And all we do is we put a hose lock fitting on the end, and Bob's just going to demonstrate. There's the hose, click it on, done. And it's as simple as that. We leave that on for a couple of hours, and that will slowly water the euonymus and help to keep it alive. Once a week, 2 hours, quite adequate, and it's a simple way of doing it. So there are another method. One more to show you. Yes, yet another one. There's the hose lock with the hose connected. You can see there's a bit of dripping, and I'm going to go right down and show you. See the water dripping out there? Don't look at the weeds. There are a couple of weeds there that need hiking out, and this again runs through the border. Can you see it? Doesn't matter if it's covered by a bit of mulch. And there are Broschia there, hydrangea, and I must show you my grapevines. I'm growing grapevines on this wall as well, just to make it look really nice, and a grapevine here as well. I'm not using them for grapes, I'm using them for the ornamental. That's all I'm doing. Broschia's lovely colours, Broschia. Anyway, that's my last bit of irrigation. It runs along the border, and just to let you know what's on the back of the laurel, we got a weepy pipe on the back of the laurel, and the same principle. We're again on the back of this laurel hedge, we've got water that's on a leaky pipe, and we just connect it to the mains down there and turn it on. So there, there's plenty of ways that you can irrigate your garden without it even costing a bit of money. Bit of leaky pipe, bit of hose pipe. We like the pipe with the holes in it, it's much better. But all you need to do is join it up, look for the right pipe, and when you put your hose on, leave it on for a couple of hours each day, and it will do the watering much better than an oscillator. Do it in the evening or first thing in the morning.